Welcome back to video 2 in lesson 3 in unit 9, weak acids and weak bases. So we are going to look at our example problem now for H2SO4. So anytime you see sulfuric acid, this is an example of how we will treat it. So we have 0.100 molar H2SO4. And we said before that sulfuric acid in its first ionization is basically 100%. So the first ionization, we have 100%, which means that H2SO4, when it reacts with water, is going to give us HSO4 minus and H3O plus. So if this is 0.100 molar, then these two are going to be the same because we have a 1-to-1 mole ratio. So this now can further ionize. So our second ionization is going to be like a weak acid, like the problems that we have been doing. So we're going to have HSO4 minus plus water. But now because it's weak, we have an equilibrium system, and we end up with SO4 minus 2 and H3O plus. So this value becomes our initial down here in our ice chart. We don't have any of these two because we're assuming that we're going to add these two together when we're done. So we can just say, okay, from this ionization, we don't have any H3O plus yet. This is going to decrease. These are going to increase by factors of X. And we have to look up a Ka value. Now, unfortunately, our Ka value is pretty large for this one. So that means that we're going to have to use the quadratic formula. So when we do Ka, the 1.2 times 10 to the minus 2 is equal to X times X all over 0.100 minus X. So we are going to have to use a quadratic formula. I'm not going to go through that because we have done that over and over and over again when we did equilibrium. But when we do this, we get an X value of 0.0100. So that means that we have H3O plus and SO4 minus. The H3O plus are going to have to add both steps together. We're going to have to use this to give us the concentration of HSO4, and we know that H2SO4 basically was gone. So the concentration of all species, well, we have 4 different things. And they are listed here. So this is about 0 molar. We don't have any of this. HSO4 is 0.100 minus our X value. So we get 0.0900 molar. SO4 minus is X. And H3O plus, we have to add 0.100 plus 0.0100 to give us 0.110 molar. So this value then is going to be used to find the pH, and that gives us a pH of 0.959. So here are the values. So anytime that we have sulfuric acid, the first ionization is always 100%, and the second one, we have to do an ice chart because we do have a Ka value. It ends up being a weak acid.